All right, here we are. I promised I'd read the remainder of the Tekken 8 base rosters bios. And we last left off on Raven, so we're going to start at Leo. Leo, Seeker of Truth. From the country of Germany, style Bajakwan. Big props to Bandai Namco for actually like naming it instead of being like, various Chinese martial arts or something like that. They've been bad about that. And I said this in the last video, I think. But Leo is a Bajakwan user born to Nicholas Cleason, a world-renowned. Sorry, reading Nicholas like that really messed me up. Nicholas Cleason, a world-renowned archaeologist, and Emma Cleason, an authority in genetic research. With a father versed in martial arts and an inquisitively minded mother, Leo uses these inherited skills to set off on a hunt for the truth behind the mysterious circumstances of Emma Cleason's death 1 year prior. Wait a second. So does that mean Tekken 8 is set a year after Tekken 6? Interesting, right? Um, Risking life and limb, Leo obtains confidential data from G Corp that Emma Cleason had been researching the devil gene there in Tekken Tag 2. We made it canon. From this data, Leo also learns that Kazuya Mishima had sent out orders that key researchers who were no longer needed were to be taken care of. Around the same time, the Mishima Zaibatsu announces that Kazuya Mishima, the mastermind behind G Corp himself, a devil, is a is himself a devil. Wow. In this moment, the puzzle pieces fall into place for Leo. Kazuya must have initiated the research so he could gain control of the devil's power, and then kill Leo's mother when she was no longer of use. Full of rage, Leo is on the verge of a breakdown, but suddenly, the words of Leo's father, who had gone missing many years ago, echo in Leo's ears. Listen, Leo. Like a lost coin, the truth is only found when your heart is calm and open. Yes, just relax. That's all it takes. Spurred by these words, Leo sets out on another journey in search of more concrete answers. So, I'm going to say right now, um, Leo, I feel like Leo's story is a good story. Don't get me wrong. Leo has one of those stories where everything should be like falling into place. You know what I mean? Leo is trying to figure out what happened to her mother. I'm sorry, Leo's mother. And, it's been a thing. I'm not a fan of stories where it's like, oh man, they're trying to do this for 17 games. You know what I mean? I'm not a fan of that. There's plenty of characters like that. Like Martial Law, for instance, has been trying to be rich since Tekken 4. But Leo has a really good reason, and Leo has good reasons to not be able to get close to the Mishima Zaibatsu or G Corporation because Leo is kind of, in the grand scheme of things, a nobody. And Leo has to do all this secret espionage stuff just to get close to G Corp. So, yeah. I like Leo's story. And I hope that at the end of Tekken 8, Leo actually has some answers. Kazuya said that the researchers that weren't needed anymore need to be taken care of, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he said to have him murdered. Now, honestly, it'd be better if it was just straight like that, but if the answer is, oh, well, he wanted them to be taken care of for the rest of their life for helping him control a devil gene, then that would be pretty good too. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna cry about that. So I like Leo's story. Steve Fox, counterpunching Paragon. Country of origin, United Kingdom. Style, boxing. All right. Steve Fox is a middleweight boxing world champion whose ingenious technique and pace control in the ring have charmed countless audiences. Raised in a facility owned by the Mishima Zaibatsu, Steve went on a search for his real parents the moment he learned that he was just a test subject. He encounters Nina Williams by chance and learns that he was made from her genetic material. Although they are mother and son by blood, Nina has never acknowledged Steve as her own. To Steve, knowing his roots was everything. Nina, on the other hand, believes such knowledge to be a mere inconvenience. The bell rings, wrapping up Steve's fight with his past. With his driving force and life gone, Steve becomes a husk of his former self. Aw, man. His training buddies, Paul Phoenix and Martial Law, sense his desperation and come to his rescue. If you have time, oh wait, who's saying this so I can do the voice right? I can't even. I don't know. If you have time to look so down, then you have time to. Sorry, then you have time for a tournament. If any of us ends up on top, let's split the prize money evenly. As he forces out a fake laugh at his friend's ridiculous words, Steve remembers that his fists hold the power to carve out a new future for him. Although grateful for his friends, Steve turns down their offer to train in the mountains like fighters of old and instead begins his own search of a brand new fighting style. The bell for round 2 is just rung. Okay, so I don't like the whole brand new fighting style thing. Like maybe like a new way to box, maybe. Um, I hope Steve remains a boxer. And I do like that they did a callback to Nina, but let me just say this. And this is something that I disliked about Tekken 7 story with Steve, right? So Tekken 7 story with Steve was he really wanted to connect with Nina, if I remember correctly, and he did. Nina was just like, I just don't care, But Steve already connected with Nina in Tekken 4. They sort of had a thing where it's like, I'm not going to kill you, you're my son. And he had a thing that's like, I'm not going to let the cops get you, you're my mom, And I really wish they could have just left it there. But, the connection that they had in Tekken 7, I feel like is a connection that they could have had in Tekken 5 and Tekken 6 as well. So, like, that's why I don't really care for Tekken 7. And hearing all this stuff is so familiar. It's like ringing in my ears. Like it's like stuff I would have imagined would have happened in Tekken 6 or 7, but here we are in Tekken 8 talking about it. But him talking to his friends, trying to get out of his own like little funk. I like that. I like that Steve is a trio with Law and Paul. I only wish that maybe Forrest Law could be his friend too in the future. Somebody needs to die. I'm sorry. Somebody in Tekken needs to die, at least temporarily or until Tekken Tag 3. Oh man, this is the super sad story if I remember correctly, right? Kuma, master of salmon. Country, none. He's an alien. Style, Heihachi style advanced Kuma Shinken. Alright. Kuma is Heihachi Mishima's pet and member of the Mishima Zaibatsu Special Forces, Tekken Force. He never misses the chance to volunteer in disaster relief efforts across all across Southeast Asia. Locals are always reluctant to accept Kuma at first, fearing that he might attack them, but with his playful nature and strong work ethic, Kuma gradually wins them over and becomes the town favorite. However, one fateful day, Heihachi left to settle a score with Kazuya Mishima, only to never be seen again. Kuma believes that his master is still out there somewhere, but waits for his return to no avail. Meanwhile, G-Corp is gaining the upper hand with their attacks against the Mishima Zaibatsu. Kuma bolts to the Mishima Zaibatsu building to provide backup. However, upon arriving, he realizes his chance to combat G-Corp is long gone. The Mishima Zaibatsu leadership had surrendered, unable to wait for any longer for Akuma. For Akuma, oh my god, could you imagine? If Kuma lets the Mishima Zaibatsu be dismantled, then his master will have nowhere to come back to. And as Heihachi's loyal pet, that is one thing that he cannot abide by. I will continue fighting until Master Heihachi returns, even if it means I'm the last one standing. That's his voice, not mine. In the spirit of Heihachi, Kuma trains to perfect his Mishima-style techniques. He dons the outfit and belt his master once wore, then begins his lonely fight. Several months pass, and Kuma, who had rescued Mishima Heavy Industries' elite engineers from the clutches of G-Corp, has begun development of a secret weapon that is sure to change the game. That's that salmon laser or missile that we've seen in the trailer. Kuma's always been a bit too goofy for me, at least Kuma 2. Kuma 1, I hate to be like the boomer about this, but Kuma 1 was at least interesting to me because like although Kuma 1 was Heihachi's pet as well, Kuma 1 was like a scary force, right? You know what I mean? Him having a rivalry with Paul was, to me, it wasn't funny as a kid. It was like, damn, this dude can beat a bear. That's crazy. But yeah, Kuma. Not much to say about this except for it makes me sad Because, I do believe that, Heihachi is dead, right? Because we watch Heihachi melt to death. I'm assuming there's no way Heihachi didn't melt to death in Tekken 7. So, like, he's waiting for someone who's never going to return, and that's just so sad. Like, that's what makes his story good, because it's a sad one, I guess. Here we go. Yoshimitsu. Let's see what this dude is up to now. Yoshimitsu. Mechanized Space Ninja. Country, none. Formerly Japan. Advanced Manji Ninjutsu. And this is the coolest outfit he's ever wore, by the way. Have I talked about their outfits? I haven't. Let me talk about the fits. So Leo's outfit, I think I talked about this in the trailer. I think Leo's outfit is just, it's like, I don't know, upgraded Tekken 6. Like, I don't know why they went to follow the color scheme from like Tekken 6 when Tekken 7 had like Leo's best outfit. That's what I think about that. Steve, trying to prove too hard he's from the UK. You know what I mean? Like, what is this, man? Like, it's very similar to what he normally wears, I guess. So, like, it's not much I can say about it. Besides, this is kind of like a nice coat. You know what I mean? Or jacket. Kuma is Kuma. Like, I don't really have anything to say about that. Yoshimitsu, best looking Yoshimitsu. Uh, Yoshimitsu is an inheritor of the Manji Ninjutsu and current head of the Manji clan, a group of chivalrous thieves active since the Sengoku period. 6 months ago, Yoshimitsu accepted a request from an investor of the Refugee Relief Project. The task was to find archives that contain information about the past doings of the Mishima Zaibatsu. Espionage. After analyzing information that his clan members had gathered, Yoshimitsu is led to an old underground cave. Legend has it that the Mishimas once used it for exorcisms. He scans the area using the technology built into his reinforced armor and continues down a dilapidated path. In the recesses of the cave, Yoshimitsu discovers the archives he has been looking for. Just then, the faint demonic aura that had been surrounding the archives resonates with Yoshimitsu's cursed blade and causes a wave of evil to surge forth. The cursed blade Yoshimitsu, passed down between the heads of the Manji clan for generations, is corrupted with an unquenchable bloodlust that eventually drives its wielder insane. In the blink of an eye, the blade infiltrates Yoshimitsu's mind and amplifies his desire for destruction. Yoshimitsu quickly stabs himself with the blade so he can feed its thirst, yet the blade becomes even more uncontrollable. After he returns, the clan elders teach Yoshimitsu how to suppress the... Wait, what? Teach Yoshimitsu how to suppress the cursed sword's malevolent will, even if only barely. Okay, still, his cursed blade has called out to him ever since that day. If the owner of the voice I hear is the source of the sword's uncontrollable nature, then I will cut it off at its root. Yoshimitsu's ally, Dr. Boskanovich, provides him with the latest reinforced armor before sending him off on his journey of the secret Manji village to follow wherever this blade leaves him. All right, whatever. So, all right, I'm sick of the Yoshimitsu sword arc, if I can be completely honest. I love Yoshimitsu. I think Yoshimitsu up until like, I think he's one of the rare characters where I liked his story all the way up through like Tekken 6. But Tekken 7, he was a weirdo. And Tekken 8, it's like still some Tekken 6 stuff. Like, he still didn't solve this problem from Tekken 6. And like, he had a whole tournament where he just like ignored it. And like, it makes me, this is the type of stuff that makes me hate Tekken 7, right? But anyway, yeah, this is a good story. I have no notes on it. Hopefully he comes back to fight Brian. That's something that I'm really curious about. They got an intro of one another, and honestly, I think I might pick Yoshimitsu up this time. I said that in Tekken 7, but I might do it this time. Shaheen. Shaheen's outfit looks really cool. Really cool. I like the mixes of what is this, like teal, red, and khaki. Really good. I don't really like this thing on top of his hijab. I think that's a hijab, right? Don't really care for it, but whatever. Shaheen, Desert Falcon, country, Saudi Arabia, style, CQC, baby. Let's see. Shaheen works for a private military firm and is investigating the mysterious death of his best friend. Utilizing his peaceful negotiation skills, he learns from an executive of the Middle East G Corp branch that the mastermind is none other than Kazuya Mishima. The wheel of fate must have been turning that day 13 years ago, when, on the same day Shaheen lost his family, he saved Salim, a boy around the same age as him, from an assassin. It was the first time he had used the techniques his father had ingrained in him, meant to bring down enemies to instead save another's life. Okay. Afterwards, Salim told him, "You should use these skills to become a shield for those in need." Then he took Shaheen's hands and welcomed him as his bodyguard. Salim came from the most prominent family in the area, and they did not think twice about taking Shaheen under their wing after he saved their precious son. Salim was bright and full of knowledge, while Shaheen excelled in fighting. The two grew up respecting one another, even as they followed their own paths. Salim became the head of an oil company, and Shaheen a private military specialist. This is like a Korean drama story, by the way. It feels like. Yet, even if the two paths had diverged, they could still work side by side under the same desire to protect the wealth and pride of others. Or that's how it should have been. Instead, Shaheen now returns home to deliver the news of the confession he had pried from the G Corp executive regarding Salim's death. This is like a lot of words too. Salim's death to his family. The day, this is too long. The next day, just as Shaheen's about to depart, Salim's younger brother, Zaref, approaches him. "I want you to finish what my brother could not." Zaref says as he hands Shaheen a sword. It's his brother's treasured blade, one that Salim had carried with him wherever he went. Shaheen draws the keepsake from its sheath, looking into its polished surface. He makes a vow to never forgive G Corp's tyranny. Okay, so how old is Shaheen? He's like in his mid-20s, right? This is a decent story, but it's like, again, this is like more Tekken 7, like, should have talked about, should have happened type shit, you know? And that's really where I'm at with this. So, all right. Dragonov. Oh my god, there's so much for somebody who doesn't talk. Sergei Dragunov, White Reaper, country, Russia. Style, Commando Sambo, which is like an offshoot of Judo, I guess. Sergei Dragunov is a user of Commando Sambo and is feared for his alias, the White Angel of Death, a name he earned through his sheer and overwhelming combat prowess. While the world was embroiled in an armed conflict between the Mishima Zaibatsu and G Corp, Dragunov joined the King of Iron Fist tournament with a certain goal in mind. However, midway through the tournament's organizer, Heihachi Mishima, goes missing, bringing the competition to a halt, which was BS, by the way. I hated that. Dragunov returns home, and in recognition of his dedication to his work, is granted an extended leave for the first time in his life. Dragunov is known for his extreme work ethic, so much so that it is rumored he works even in his sleep. However, upon returning to his home, it's as if he has a spring in his step. In his study, Dragunov opens a safe and removes an ancient notebook with an eerie cover, which he begins to examine. The usually cold-hearted Dragunov seems to be in high spirits as he writes. From his unsettling manner, it is clear that it can only be one thing, a list known and feared as the Angel of Death's list. Oh my god. However, in reality, it is nothing more than a bucket list of things that Dragunov has been saving up to do when he finally gets some extended free time. While drinking a cup of homemade spittin', spittin'? To warm himself, Dragunov reads over the notebook, humming a tune and nodding in apparent satisfaction. After reflecting upon his younger self, Dragunov chooses a task that could be particularly difficult to achieve. With a new aim in mind, he sets out to accomplish his goal. This is like the most nothing. Like, I'm embarrassed for Sergei Dragunov. Like, so basically, he's like, on vacation. He's like on vacation and he's like, oh, I guess I'll join the tournament. It's my bucket list. Like, what is his bucket list? What is he going to do? Right? Dragunov has been such a like a charismatic enigma for like his entire existence, right? Like from the first previews of like Tekken 5 DR to like now, he's always been like this like everybody likes Dragunov. Like I don't know what to say. You know, he had a cool story kinda in Tekken 5 where he was like all mysterious and then his ending was really cool. And then there was what Tekken 6, I think in Tekken 6 he blew some stuff up and captured Azazel and like blew Raven up or something like that. And in Tekken Tag 2 he had a funny ending, and in Tekken 7 like he's incompetent. Like he can't beat Master Raven. He's like, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on with this dude, man. And they want him to be goofy so bad. And like, you know, like oh, he's on vacation and now he's going to I don't know, he's going to like punch somebody in the face and that's something that he wants to do. Like any excuse at all to put Dragunov in the game, I swear. Oh, I didn't even talk about his fit, did I? This fit I kind of like, right? Like it's kind of simple. It's just kind of simple. He's wearing his shirt. You know, it's cold outside. He has his warm shirt. He has his combat pants on. And really, I don't know what it is about this jacket, but I really like the inside of it being yellow. It kind of brings out like the little yellow on the outside. It's cool. I can't wait till I get the double gin. Feng Wei, God Fist, country China style Tai Jiquan. Interesting. So I thought that is that like a different name for Chinese Kempo, because originally I thought he did Chinese Kempo. Okay. Feng Wei is a master of Taijiquan who, guided by the teachings of the Godfist scrolls, aims to become the perfect warrior who transcends all, the Dragon God. However, at the most recent King of Iron Fist tournament, Feng suffered a crushing defeat at the hands of a Wing Chun master, Leroy Smith, which we never freaking saw because, you know, Bandai Namco's too cheap to animate something after making a game. You will never you will never reach the height of true martial arts with that heartless technique of yours. You are unworthy of even being compared to your master, which he killed, which is stupid. The master to which Leroy refers to is Wu Xiao, a martial artist who was known as a God Fist, and under whose guidance Feng Wei trained, in contrast to Feng, who believes that true martial arts reside in pure and unyielding power. His master, Wu Xiao, had always preached that it is essential for one's heart to be in line with one's technique. Whose belief holds true? Feng thought he had found the answer on the stormy night he killed his own master, yet his fight with Leroy seemed to say otherwise. Wing Chun as a martial art is nearly invulnerable. Users turn their opponent's own power against them to control them. Even still, if one can just break through their defenses with an overwhelming power, then Feng uses his rage as fuel for his training and travels to every corner of the globe, destroying masters who excel in self-defense as he grows even more powerful. 6 months pass, and Nina Williams visits Feng with a promotion, with a proposal. She promises him that if he lends his support to G Corp, they will provide him with an opportunity to avenge himself against Leroy. Although he knows that such an offer means he will become an accomplice to G Corp, Feng, what does he care? Feng gives his assent. Feng scoffs at the ridiculous concept of heart that his dead master and Leroy value so much, continuing down the path he must take to become the Dragon God. Okay, so couple notes. I like Feng Wei's story because it gives Feng Wei somebody to work towards, right? Feng Wei has kind of had this problem, for at least to me, since Tekken 5, where he just doesn't really have anybody to bounce off of, you know? And I think Tekken 7 highlights this really well. So, like, in Tekken 5, the person that Feng Wei was supposed to bounce off of was Asuka, but Asuka is too young. Asuka is like at that point was like 16. Feng Wei is like 25 or something in Tekken 5, and you know, like he's a trained master. He beat her dad. Obviously she lost against him. You know what I mean? So how could she bounce off of him? How could he bounce off of her? Right? I'm sure they'll have like some sort of like run in with each other. But like he's cold. I always thought that if they reboot Tekken, Feng Wei should be a rival to the Mishimas. Like the Wei line should be a rival to the Mishimas. He's cold, he's ruthless, and he's strong, just like the Mishimas, right? So that's something that I thought. But I mean, even him fighting against Leroy, somebody who also knows a Chinese martial arts, and losing to somebody who might be the age of his grandmaster or his master, more rather, like it's crazy. It's crazy stuff. I like that they connected those two together, even though they didn't animate anything, because they tried to connect Feng Wei to martial law and Paul, and that was goofy and stupid, and we're not going to talk about it again. But I really like this story. I like that he's talking to Nina. I like that he's affiliated with G Corp. And one thing about this bio though, he will become an accomplice to G Corp. What does he care? He killed his master on purpose, bro. On purpose. Look at the Tekken 5 intro. But anyway, yeah. So Feng Wei's story, I like it. His outfit's cool. I like all the red. I like the green in the background too. But Feng Wei, he's just a really cool, solid character. I like him. I don't even want to read this. Okay, so remember when people were saying, all right, let me just start out. Panda, pretty protector. No country of origin, even though, well, pandas are native to China, but I guess like panda could have been born anywhere. But anyway, style. Heihachi style advanced Kuma Shin Ken. I'm going to copy this and send this to my friend. So they said that Panda might have a different fighting style. I'm so sick of Panda and Kuma being in different slots and having the same moves, except for the super. It's so silly, man. Just put this character is in the game instead of like Julia or somebody. Anyway, Panda doubles as both Ling Xiaoyu's pet and bodyguard. A short while after Jin Kazama, whom Xiaoyu has feelings for, goes missing, she sets off on a journey to find him, leaving her home only to never return again. Determined to uphold her duty of protecting Xiaoyu, Panda tracks her all the way to Mishima Zaibatsu building. When she finds her, Xiaoyu informs her that she successfully obtained Jin's search data and is going on a journey across the globe to follow after him. Shocked as she is by Xiaoyu's tenacity, Panda decides nevertheless to set off with her. After all, Xiaoyu deserves a vacation where she can enjoy all the sights and delicious cuisine the world has to offer. What a good pet. On their journey, Panda makes sure Xiaoyu is always looking her best by coordinating her outfits so that when she finally meets Jin again, she won't be embarrassed. After 6 months of traveling around the world and tracking down what few leads they have, however, any hope of finding Jin is fading fast. Even so, just as Xiaoyu refuses to give up out of her unwavering dedication to Jin, so too is Panda, resolute in staying by Xiaoyu's side until the very end. Don't have much to say about her outfit. They're really forcing these bands on her like Xiaoyu would have. And yeah, it's just a Panda storyline. Like it's nothing. I don't know why they keep putting Panda in the game. Anyway, I need some water, man. Li Chaolan. Country, Japan. But don't forget, he's actually ethnically Chinese. Style, martial arts. Yeah, you'll never get them to say anything there for him. Raised in a harsh environment as Heihachi's adopted son, Li Chaolan now manages a global humanoid manufacturer, Violet Systems. Li carries with him a bitter hatred of both Heihachi and Kazuya Mishima, and when he first meets Lars Alexanderson, a man who stands in opposition of the Mishima Zaibatsu, he intends to use him as a pawn for his own revenge. However, Lee comes to sympathize with Lars's honest and excellent desire for peace, with the sincere intention of supporting Lars's plan. Lee teams up with him to form the rebel army, Yggdrasil, and begins working as a staff officer. Meanwhile, Kazuya leads G Corp and shows no sign of slowing his invasions. Despite G Corp's defeat of the Mishima Zaibatsu, the world is being brought to its knees under a brutal wave of military rule. But Lee knows his adopted brother inside and out, and has started to fully see use his knowledge and vast resources to develop a variety of weapons. With the help of the ingenious scientist Dr. Boskanovich. By the way, I didn't say this before. Thank you for confirming Boskanovich is still alive. Thank God. He constructs the enormous flying boat. I can't read that. Vilodpier. In addition to developing mobile warfare, they never. You ever notice how, like, in Japanese, like, they never like dedicate anything to like African or like Middle Eastern, like, names. It's always something from Nordic mythology or like something European. In addition to developing mobile warfare units known as motorbikes, using motorbikes, sorry. With these, the rebel army is able to start pushing back against the G Corp in every region. Lee also invests in a next gen battle suit perfect for close range combat that will act as a trump card against the enemy's impenetrable armor. It is called the Violet Suit, a marvelous creation that utilizes sophisticated technologies and is equipped with numerous features. It's like word salad to me that reflect Lee's own aesthetics. Lee struts onto the battlefield in his new armor, ready to take on whatever may come. So Lee getting a lot more involved in the Mishima storyline again. I love it. I'm not gonna say anything bad about that at all. Lee is great. He's a great character. Um, I like how they said that he was using Lars because I don't know if I got that from Tekken 6. Um, but yeah, I like how he's like, you know what, this guy's pretty all right. Cause Lee was a really nasty, like, malevolent character back in like Tekken 1 to like Tekken Tag 1, and he was still bitter in Tekken 4. But like Lee is generally a good character. Like Lee does not want the destruction of the world, which back in the day he might have just like been as greedy as Kazuya, but yeah. Oh, his outfit. So I don't care for this outfit. I think him and Victor should switch outfits. This is like I feel like this is like this is like a customization. It's not like a main outfit, right? Elisa. Holy shit. I'm sorry, guys. Elisa Boskanovich, destroying automation. Country, Russia. Style, thruster-based high mobility fighting style. Elisa Boskanovich is an android built for the sole purpose of protecting Jin Kazama, the former head of the Mishima Zaibatsu. Designed to always abide by Jin's orders, Elisa's control over her own actions was temporarily overridden by her master, forcing her to engage in a battle to the death against Lars Alexanderson, despite her feelings for him. The battle caused her systems to shut down. However, thanks to the efforts of Lars and others, Elisa is miraculously rebooted and is now a member of the rebel army. What was her story in Tekken 7? I don't remember. Yet Elisa noticed a worrying development. Information regarding Lars frequently interrupts her thought process and causes her temperature to rise. Believing it to be a critical malfunction, Elisa begs her creator, Dr. Boskanovich, to fix her. After the first few weeks, she receives a major update and learns some surprising truths. There was no such malfunction to be found. What's more, the function that Jin had used to control her, such as when he commanded her to fight Lars, no longer exists. Go on now. You are free. You may do as you like. Dr. Boskanovich gives her a gentle smile. And for a moment, Elisa thinks she sees a faint resemblance to someone she once knew. She smiles back. As she flies home, she quietly makes a promise to herself. This time around, I'll use my own free will. This time, I choose to fight at Lars' side. Fight at Lars' side. Okay, a decent story for Elisa, I guess. Very anime, whatever. I don't care. I never liked Elisa, but I like her outfit. I like how her boosters resemble like wings, like bird or angel wings. They're great. Yeah, her outfit's cool. I would take some of this pink off though. Like when I customize, I'm taking some of this pink off. All right, we're almost done. There's only 4 left. My girl Zafina. Zafina, no last name. Mystic Stargazer. Country unknown because we're scared. Style, ancient assassination arts, which is like, she has a real fighting style. I don't remember what it's called because I looked it back up in the Tekken 6 days. She's cool. She has a real fighting style, but I don't remember what it is. But it is Middle Eastern. Zafina is a war. Oh, let's talk about her outfit. This is like Zafina's best fit, like period. Like Zafina has had some bad fits. Tekken 6, both of her fits are like not cool. Tag 2, her fits aren't good. Tekken 7 was when her fits started being really good. This is great. This is like Zafina's best fit. I don't even. There's no notes. I won't color customize this probably. But anyway, Zafina is a warrior born into the family of exorcists whose lineage dates back to the time of ancient dynasties. In her day to day life, however, she uses her exceptional spiritual abilities to earn a living as an astrologist. Only a few months ago, the earth shattering clash between the two evil stars, Jin Kazama and Kazuya Mishima, led to the resurrection of the original devil, Azazel, an evil whom Zafina's family had kept sealed away for generations. Jin is able to defeat Azazel by the skin of his teeth, but Azazel's spirit is indestructible and survives. Now it is only a matter of time before Azazel is resurrected once again, and we didn't animate or show any of this in Tekken 7. Anyway, in order to delay Azazel's return for as long as possible, Zafina seals away Azazel's spirit in her left arm using her family's secret arts. However, Azazel's power is far beyond what she could have foreseen, and the devil begins to wrest control of Zafina's body and soul from her again and again. Interesting concept. If Azazel is the original devil, that would mean that technically the Mishimas, well, not the Mishimas, but what I forget what the Hojo clan or whatever. Kazuya's family, Kazuya's mom's family, the Hojos, were they Hojos or something like that? Whatever. That would mean that they would have descended from Azazel, who is Egyptian, which means that they are black, they are African. I knew that I liked Kazuya for some reason. Anyway, yeah. Also interesting, that means that she technically has a double gene. All right. Anyway, what was I doing? Again and again. An exhausted Zafina arrives at Sirius Sanctuary, the headquarters of the Sirius Marksmen, in a last-ditch effort just before losing consciousness. When she awakens, she finds herself surrounded by Ling Xiaoyu, who is devotedly attending to her recovery, and Claudio Serafino, who is applying a holy seal to her left arm. Deeming them worthy of her trust, Zafina confesses all to them. In return, the two promise to spare no effort in aiding her whenever she needs it. Shortly after, while under the protection of the Sirius Marksman, Zafina struggles to find a way to change their doomed fate. From the countless futures she's seen, though there seems to be only one way out, however, that path would come at a great cost. I like her story. Zafina has always had purpose in the series, and, I don't know why she had to be missing in Tekken 7. I don't know where her story is in Tekken 7 at all. I didn't read that stuff. Put it in the game, Bandai Namco. Stop being lazy. You did it on Soul Calibur. You got to do it on Tekken 7. But she's always had purpose, and I love that about Zafina. She's definitely a good character that should always return. Oh, man. Let's talk about this dude's fit. This is Double Jin's absolute worst fit. I hate this outfit. It looks so bad. And everybody's glazing it on Twitter and Facebook like, oh, he looks so cool. Like, bro, he looks not cool at all. All right, so let me start off, right? Why is he wearing gloves in this outfit, right? It looks weird. Kazuya wears gloves in his outfit, but it looks slightly better than this. This dude has claws in his gloves. You know what I mean? And not only that, but another, like I said before, wearing too many things. And what is this supposed to be? Bat wings on his shoulders for pauldrons? That looks so corny, man. He looks like a vampire. He doesn't look like a devil. This vest on top of another vest on top of a shirt. Like, bro, his collar is pointed upwards in a weird way, too. Like, Double Jin has, like, no sauce, period. Like, I had to spend extra time on this because there's no, it's not like a long bio. Double Jin, Black Wings of Ruin. Yeah, like, there's nothing special about this outfit, man. It just looks bad to me. Like, it looks, look, what do we do? We gotta put him in a suit. He has to be like Kazuya a little bit. Cause this is like the bad side of Jin now, since it's not like a demon controlling him. It's like a blood thing. Like, yeah, we gotta have him like Kazuya. It's in their blood to want to wear a suit. So, like, they just tried so hard. I like when Double Jin was just like, possessing Jin and, taking him back to his roots. Like, Jin would wear the white flames, the black pants with the white flames, and the white gloves, because he's not trying to be like a Mishima. And then you turn the double Jin, like the red flame come back, the red gloves. Like, that was cool. When he was in Tekken 7 and he had that restraining jacket on and stuff, that restraining outfit, that looked cool because it's like, it's wild, it's like Double Jin is like Jin on a wild bender. You know what I mean? I like that, but this is just weird. He's like, "Oh, I'm the mastermind, and you will have to defeat me, but you can't." I don't like this look for Double Jin. I'm sorry. Anyway, Devil Jin is another form of Jin Kazama, one that has lost all reasoning due to the devil blood that controls his mind, but somehow he can put on a suit without the reasoning. With the way he glides through the air on jet black wings, devil is a perfect word to describe this appearance and abilities that lie beyond human capability. Whatever, man. Like, again, that's sort of like a nothing thing. Oh, man, Victor has a very long story. I'm going to have to go get some water. 1 second. Okay, I think we're ready. So let's talk about Victor's outfit. Victor's outfit is great. Like, no notes, right? Like, he has the holsters, which is like whatever, but the outfit, it's like the opposite of what the philosophy for most of these characters has been, right? Like, you've seen, let's look at Kazuya real quick, just for example, right? Let's look at Kazuya's outfit, right? My guy has the jacket, turned up collar. He has like the dress shirt with like two different collars somehow or whatever. I don't know if it's two or one, but the color of the collar is different from the color of the shirt. It's black instead of purple, but purple is his color. But purple's on the jacket, I guess, so whatever. I would rather have been on the shirt. The tie with the I don't know what that's called. And then there's like this stuff going on down here. It looks like he has two vests. You know what I mean? They're layering a lot of these characters, right? A lot of these characters have like too much stuff going on, and some of them are like just right. But Victor definitely has like, this is like what Kazuya should be looking like. This is what Lee should be looking like. They wear suits, and honestly, if I can give Kazuya a Victor suit, we in there. Anyway, so Victor Chevalier, refined violence, country, France, style, super spy, close quarters. What was that? Close quarters? What battle? I guess CQB. Enter Victor Chevalier, the living legend who founded the UN's independent forces. Descended from a lineage of distinguished knights, Victor has dreamed of rescuing those in need ever since he was a boy. Following in the footsteps of his father, a high-ranking naval officer, Victor enlists in the French Navy. Viewed as riding the coattails of his successful father by jealous peers, Victor was sent into dangerous operating zones again and again. Still, thanks to the time that he spent diligently training with his father's mercenary friend from the East, Victor is able to use his knowledge of combat to come back from every mission alive and victorious. Famous for his penny-pitching nature and the long list of broken hearts he's left in his wake, Victor leaves a trail of rumors and stories wherever he goes. Before he knows it, Victor earns himself the code name Phantom Raven, and is looked so he's a raven, and is looked upon with both fear and awe by others in the military. Victor leaves the Navy to join the UN, hoping to find a way to help even more people, as well as explore new paths outside the constraints of working for the state. Soon, though, he begins to sense that the world is on the brink of being taken over by a corporate giant. In response, he starts securing the means needed to counter the corporation's private armed forces. In preparation for a coming upheaval, Victor exhausts all the means of negotiation he has available to him and succeeds in founding armed forces that have the authority to act on their own discretion. He directs the Raven Unit, an elite team he trained himself to conduct special ops all over the world, while in the meantime, he takes up the mantle as a leader of the UN forces. Damn, this dude's a freaking G. Time passes, and the flames of G Corp's brutal military invasion have begun to engulf the world. Having foreseen such a future, Victor takes command of his new forces and readies himself for the fight. We'd best hold the reins to we best hold the reins to the global balance of power. Armed with a hoot colt a holt how do I say, I've never been able to say this. Armed with a holt ha armed with a hot quarter suit, an established design house, and latest optical weapons, Victor, the living legend, retakes his place on the battlefield. So that's really cool. I did not see that part before. So Victor founded the organization that the Ravens work through. So Victor is Phantom Raven, then there's Master Raven, and then there's Raven. How many Ravens can there be is my question. I like that though. I like little stuff like that. That means there could be an unlimited amount of Ravens. And not only that, but like dude has a lot to do with the UN. Like he's been leading the UN, I guess. Yeah, no, he's leading the UN forces. That's really cool. That's really cool. Victor's a really cool character. You know what I mean? Honestly, I think I rather would have had Victor in Tekken 6 than Miguel. Honestly, because that would have been like way more interesting. But yeah, Victor is like great. And Reina, this is the one like I think most people are going to be interested in the most, but there's not much on her. Reina, Purple Lightning, country unknown, style unknown. So, okay, meet Reina, mysterious fighter who uses lightning quick moves to overwhelm anyone who dares face her. Other than the fact she's a student of the Mishima Polytechnical School, everything else about her is shrouded in mystery. So Reina definitely looks Asian, more Asian than anything. So I think it's safe to assume that Reina is Japanese. Um, and here's the thing. So spoiler alert, you don't have to watch the rest of the video. The spoilers were that, and we can see it in the video where she's announced. I guess she's supposed to be an illegitimate daughter of Heihachi, and I don't care for this. I think that this is like lame at this point. You can't like Reina is a character that should have popped up in Tekken 3, but never did, right? So here Reina is. But yeah, I don't understand why they keep doing stuff like this. But yeah, I don't like her outfit. Her outfit is supposed to express duality, but what is a duality? Black and purple. What is purple to her? What is black to her? You know what I mean? It says purple lightning, but in the trailer, her lightning is purple and yellow. Like yellow lightning would have been better. I don't know why they did purple lightning because Lars's lightning was purple, but whatever, man. I would rather her be an illegitimate daughter of Kazuya than Heihachi. But anyway, yeah, her outfit is like very mid. It's like a onesie. It's like what Asuka wears, except kind of it's supposed to be sexier or whatever because like you see some shoulder if you take this off, I guess. I don't know. The jacket, it's just a big jacket. Her design is a jacket, and I can't stand looking at it. But that's all I have for now. Let me know what you guys think about the stories and the outfits.